Right here on this Tuesday, we are talking with the Park City Education Foundation. Jennifer Billow is here with us today, joining us virtually. Jen, thanks for being here.
For having me.
It's good to see you. There's many things happening with the Park City Education Foundation. Your mission is to help students here in our local area reach their full potential. You support many programs within the schools, and school has started.
Yes, school has started indeed, and I think overall things are going really well. We are funding all of our normal programs, normal that we would normally fund, such as Eva Art, preschool, after school, PC Caps, Bright Futures, and our Express grants, which became a big deal last spring. We've already had, I think, 5 or 6 requests since the beginning of the school year. So we're continuing to fund those because we know there are going to be all these unexpected needs this year.
And right now, a big initiative that the Education Foundation is working on is Beat the Call. If someone isn't familiar with what that is, will you explain it?
Yeah, absolutely. So we ask all parents, every parent in the school district, if they can, to donate $1 per school day. And there's 180 school days, whether you are in school or remote learning, there's 180 days in the state of Utah. So that's $180. And we think that is a small ask for most people. The state of Utah is the lowest funded public education system in the country. We rank dead last. Also, 96% of Park City's state education dollars, the state funds education through income taxes, those go to other districts. So we're a completely self-funded district. And those have always been two big reasons that the Ed Foundation has existed and why we raise money. And this year it's even more important. What Beat the Call means is that if you haven't donated by September 25th, you will get a call from one of our awesome Park City High School students in October during our phone-a-thon. And so even in this day and age of cell phones and texting, most people don't want to get a call and they very much want to beat that call and donate. And it's, again, we ask for the 180, but it is whatever your family can afford. We understand times are very different this year. But if every parent donated even a little something, $5, $10, it all adds up to a lot. And we can continue to not only fund our regular programs, but all these unexpected needs that are coming up already.
And not only do you want to beat the call, there's also a matching grant going on right now. So if you donate money, that's going to be doubled due to some generous individuals right here in our community donating those funds.
Yes, it's super exciting. We have had some small matches here and there in the past. This year we have a $50,000 match, and this is the first announcement of it publicly. It came together at Red Apple 2 weeks ago at our Red Apple event, and 3 families banded together to create a $50,000 match. So that makes this even more exciting. Any gift given before September 25th will be doubled. So if you give that 180, it becomes 360. If you want to join Scholar Circle, which is our membership program at $1,000, that becomes 2,000. So this is so exciting, especially in this time, and it really gives even more urgency and hopefulness to the fact that if you donate before September 25th, you'll beat the call and you'll help us earn this match. And then there's one last piece as well. During Beat the Call, we have always had competitions between the schools and the PTOs. So the schools that have the highest percentage of parents giving to PCEF, not the dollar amount, just the highest percentage of parents giving, in the past, they've always been able to earn $2,500 from the UPS Stores Park City. Because this is such an unusual year, the UPS stores really stepped up for us. And this year, every school will be able to earn a grant. And the top school with the highest percentage of parents giving will earn $8,000 for their PTO. The second place, 4,000. The third place, 2,000. And then the last 4 schools, 1,000 each. we knew this year that a lot of the PTOs would not be able to do their regular fundraisers. So we really wanted to make this a win-win. We can't do what we do without the help of the PTOs and the volunteers at school. So this way, if you give to PCF, you can help your PTO as well. You help your own student, help every student in the district, and not get a call.
And let's talk about some of the specific programs that Park City Education Foundation supports that won't exist without these funds.
Right. So I think one of our favorite programs at the elementary schools is the elementary visual art program. The state of Utah took away funding for elementary art years ago, back in the 80s. And I think with the whole push of No Child Left Behind, the focus was really on math and language arts. But what teachers, parents, everyone realized is kids need that creative outlet as well. And so we, together with the Kimball Art Center and parents, started the Elementary Visual Art Program, or EVA, about 8 years ago. And it's at 3 of our elementary schools. Every student gets at least a monthly art lesson. At Parley's and now McPullen, I believe the arts are part of the specialists. So about every other week you get an art lesson. It's a fairly expensive program. We raise money for it every year. The Kimball has created amazing curriculum, and then we fund the salaries of the art teachers. The art, as you can imagine, art supplies are usually all in boxes, and the kids are grabbing them at each lesson. What the teachers have done this year, and it's pretty expensive to do, is separated all the art supplies into bags, and every student will receive their own bag of art supplies that only they will have through the whole school year. So you can see a picture here of the supplies, all ready to go. This way there's no sharing, there's no touching, other kids' supplies, and hopefully in this COVID time that will help. And in addition, all the remote learners are able to get art lessons as well. So those bags are going home to the remote learners, and then the lessons are actually videotaped and on the Kimball Art Center's website, so parents can access those lessons and give their kids an art lesson.
It's been impressive to see how the Park City Education Foundation has pivoted to meet the unique needs of 2020. Anything else, Jen, before we let you go? School has started. You're likely getting much busier than you were. How have things been?
Yeah, it's always really busy no matter what. And the fall is always our busiest time of year because we are trying to raise all the funds, early so we have them, for the rest of the school year and also going into next year. It's an uncertain landscape. And certainly it could be for the next couple of years. So we truly appreciate all the support of the community. The community is incredibly supportive, and understanding that our schools really are kind of that social safety net as well. So in addition, we work with the school district and with the Community Foundation, Jewish Family Services, in helping to target those most vulnerable families that need help. And then again, all the programs that we provide that kids love, they're going forward in person and remote. And there's also options if we have to go into hybrid learning for a little while to continue those at home. So we do appreciate the community support, and we appreciate our amazing teachers and administrators. They have worked so incredibly hard to make school as fun and safe as possible. And what's great about being back to school, what we saw when we were taking those first day of school pictures, is kids are excited, they're engaged, they're so joyful to be back in school. It really was great to see. So in spite of, the masks and all the mitigation and everything else, kids are ready and happy to be back in school.
Kids are resilient. They really are. Thank you so much, Jen Billow, Associate Director of Park City Education Foundation, for joining us today. We appreciate everything that Park City Education Foundation does for our students right here in our local community. We'll be back right after this. Don't go anywhere.